All right, I've got a brand new DCEU update for everybody, and I am going to get angry in this film, especially in the second half. So stick around for that. I'm telling you right now, I am fired up about some stuff I've seen over social media in regards to Black Adam, but this is going to be a twofold video. The first half of this, I'm going to talk about movie critics and the fraud that has been exposed because of the release of Black Adam. And I do want to talk about why the Rotten Tomatoes score does affect films, even if you think it doesn't. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. In the second half of the video, I'm going to talk about the Snyder fans out there that are trying to blow everything up for everybody. Ooh, I am fired up. I'm going to talk about some exchanges I've had on social media over the last couple of days. So first of all, let's talk about the fraud of the professional critics out there, the Rotten Tomatoes score that is shown on the page. As of right now, it stands at about 40%. For the audience, it's about 90%. That's a huge divide. And this isn't the only time that this has happened. You can see it with She-Hulk. You can see it with Thor, Love and Thunder. You could see it with a lot of other movies. The critics do not agree with the fans. Critics do not pay to see their films. They are paid for their opinion, and they are paid for by these studios. The fans are the ones that pay and actually bring money into the studios. But here's why it affects the average moviegoer. Not everybody gets on Rotten Tomato or knows, and they are the big dog out there, okay? Whenever they advertise a movie, it doesn't matter if it's on social media. It doesn't matter if it's on a video that's getting released for home viewing. It doesn't matter if they're advertising it on TVs or your cell phone. They never, ever, ever show the audience score. They only show the critic score, and that determines whether they advertise it as fresh or not. That is completely unfair. I think we need to call out Rotten Tomatoes and get them to change what they're doing and start showing the audience score as well. At least show both, because the gig is up. It's very clear through this graphic that these critics are paid for. They don't like a movie unless it has a woke agenda, and I'm going to call it out the way it is. It's just a fact. If there is not some political agenda in the film, they're going to give it a bad score, plain and simple. They only like it when there's some kind of political agenda. I will tell you, we're coming off one of the worst months ever. September is one of the worst months ever for movies because they had nothing but political agenda films. And you could pull those up. I'm not going to call them out by name. You could pull up. You can look and see what movies got released and why they didn't do well. It's a fact that people want to go to the movies to be entertained. And that's exactly what Black Adam is. It's an entertaining film. It is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a great time. It's a great popcorn flick, and we should be supporting it. I am very grateful for YouTube and the outlet. I've been a reviewer of movies my entire life. I've loved movies, and I still have to do a video kind of talking about my backstory. But I reviewed movies for my high school newspaper. I've reviewed movies my entire life on Facebook. I could tell you that I love movies. I review movies. I love films. And I'm always going to give you my unaltered views on films. I'm never going to be paid off. I don't care if Disney, sends me to the most tropical location on the planet, all expenses paid for, and showers me with gifts. I am not going to change my opinion on something just because a studio tells me to. Not going to happen. But we can see that this is the case with these professional movie reviewers, the top critics and the critics on Rotten Tomatoes. The fact that somebody didn't like the movie because it didn't address the Middle East situation is freaking asinine. I talked about that in my last video. So I'm very grateful for the outlet that YouTube gives creators like myself and others to be able to talk about movies. You're always going to get my honest opinion on a film, and I'm going to tell you whether it's good or bad and why it's good or bad. And I'm going to try to always stay as spoiler-free as possible. I loved doing my review for Black Adam because I could do it without ruining anything in the film. Yeah, some people got upset that it revealed that Superman was back, but I got to tell you, if you didn't know Superman was back at that stage, you're living under a rock. Excuse the pun. All right, so the second thing I want to talk about here is why I'm so angry. Like, I am livid with Snyder fans. I think there's two groups of Snyder fans out there. There are Snyder fans like me that understand how business works. I love Snyder. I want him back. I want nothing more than to see Justice League 2 and 3. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how much I want that. And then there are the Snyder fans that if Snyder is not directly involved, want to crap all over everything and want to burn the whole world down. Knock it off. Knock it off. I'm calling it out the way it is. Stop being a crybaby pansy, screaming and crying and trying to burn everything down because you didn't get Zack Snyder back and his footprint in this film. First of all, I'm going to tell you his footprint is all over this movie. There are scenes at the very beginning that are almost ripped directly out of 300. You've got imagery. You've got, from Man of Steel, you've got the way Black Adam fights, especially at the very beginning. It's very Snyder-esque. Snyder has his footprint all over this. Superman himself is in the film. Now, these people are angry because Superman doesn't have the black suit and they play John Williams' score. Get off it. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, excuse me, what this movie is and what it's not. This is a movie to try and connect everything. The Rock didn't come in and just say, yes, it's all Hamadaverse, or yes, it's all Snyderverse. He kind of combined everything, which is a smart thing for the studio to do at this stage. We did have a character from, what do you call it, from Peacemaker in the film. And this definitely follows Snyder's films because the boy had posters of he had memorabilia of every single superhero that was in Justice League in his room. He didn't have stuff from heroes that aren't around yet. Definitely the groundwork that was laid through Zack Snyder. So to say that he's ignoring Snyder and he's going all Hamadaverse and they're calling it, the Rockverse or whatever they want to call it, is a complete lie. It's not happening. And I will tell you as a fan that this is the brightest future we've had in the last 5 years since Justice League got released and Hamada was going to burn everything down with The Flash. Make no mistake, The Flash was going to ruin everything for all of it. They were definitely going to do some stuff in there that was not going to be good for DC fans in general. And nobody wants an all-female Trinity. I don't care if we have Batgirl and Supergirl. I want them in this universe, but they can't replace Batman and Superman. They can't. And Ben Affleck is back for multiple films, and tomorrow I'm going to do another video talking about where I am pretty convinced this is headed. And mark my words, when you watch that video tomorrow, I can almost guarantee that this is where they're headed with stuff when I have that video tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. And the next weekend I am going to do a live stream so everybody can join in and we can discuss DC, and I want to hear everybody's thoughts. That'll be fun. So look for that, not this weekend, but next weekend. I will put a post out there for the date and the time. And know that I'm in America, so that is going to be American Pacific Standard Time when I do post that. So wherever you are in the world, you're going to have to make adjustments for that. But I do appreciate all of the support. For the Snyder, but just my last thoughts on this, with the Snyder fans that are trying to burn the ground down, you need to freaking knock it off. If Black Adam does not pull a profit, does not make money, you can kiss Zack Snyder gone forever. He's not coming back. We have a chance to get him back right now, but you have to understand how business works. I work in the entertainment industry. I'm a professional voice actor. I'm considered a professional actor, all right? I understand how business works. He can't come back right now. He can't. He's got a contract with Netflix, and until that ends, there is absolutely no chance that he can come back. We can't stop everything because Zack Snyder can't be involved in anything right now. We can't stop DC movies for the next 3 years. We have to move forward. Does that mean they're ignoring Snyder? No. In fact, I believe that Snyder will be back, and I'll talk about that in my video tomorrow. But it's not happening right now, and they're not going to ruin anything that's happened in the past. We are moving forward with a cohesive universe, and we have a lot to look forward to. So stick to my channel. I will be covering everything. I do appreciate the support. We will see you on the next video.